person cheated on me.
Okay. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It was an unpleasant experience.
So when she cheated, did y'all just cancel everything or try to work through it?
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about Olivia and Brett for the Married at First Sight. Guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. For those of your returnees, you already know you got the minerals, baby. You got the minerals, baby. Minerals. All right, let's get into the video. Let's talk about it. So, Olivia and Brett. Now, obviously, I've been watching them for the past few weeks. I haven't really commented as much about their relationship, but I think everyone's obviously concerned about Brett because they saw him on the Hens night, and I did a video on that night, video, and I said that Brett is somebody who's been hurt by a past relationship. Yeah, that's the only reason why you become this kind of this kind of crazy person who wants to talk to and hit on every other woman that's on site, right? And you're on heat basically. It's because you're trying to get a kick, an ego boost, self-esteem, self-worth from the fact that you're chasing these women. You've got something to prove. Right? Because what happened is when you get hurt in a past relationship, when you get cheated upon, and we know this now because he's admitted it to Olivia.
Part of the condition, yeah. Part of the condition was if it happened again, and it happened again, so.
When you get cheated upon, when you get done dirty, your mind goes into either siege or attack, full-on attack, right? So now he's on full-on attack. Different to how women often go, and you saw with Karen where she's defending herself. No, he goes on the attack, and when he went on attack, he went to date several different people, and you saw that even at the hen night. He was even going around different girls, talking to the girls of Henry, you know.
Brett, nice to meet you.
This is terrible, yeah.
I'm gonna get time for that.
Y'all got time.
Trying to make moves on them, and the reason why is because for him, you know, he's got to prove his self-worth. He's got to make sure his self-esteem is up, got to make sure his pride is intact, yeah? By validating himself, by getting women and them agreeing or accepting his proposal, which is a relationship or sex, whatever he asks for, that is a validation of the fact that I'm still good looking, I'm still hot, I'm still a great catch, I'm still a good human being, and women still dig me, yeah? And do you know what I mean? It's all about, you know, filling that void that we feel from the pain that's punctured a wound in us. You understand? So he's trying to cover that wound by going out dating Bear. All right. So like I said, cheating breaks self-esteem. You know, the wounds are internal and they take time to heal. Okay, and it's very masculine to want to protect yourself from the emotions that you feel because you don't want to be vulnerable again to another attack. And actually, what happens is it's negative conditioning. Why? Because when someone cheats on you, okay, they are basically saying that you're not worthy. To you, they're saying you're not worthy of my loyalty. Therefore, I cheat on you, right? And that's painful to hear. It's not the absolute truth, but that's how it feels like. You know what I'm saying? It feels like I'm not worthy, and the other person who they cheat with is worthy, right? Cool. So now there was a conversation that they had in the very beginning, which was that she mentioned she hasn't dated for 3.5 years, and she needed to heal herself. And he said he was basically like,
Olivia not dating for 3.5 years. That's a long time to you know, figure yourself out. And then to not date at all and then to go straight to getting married. It strikes me as a little odd.
In the cutscene, he was like, whoa, I don't know about that. 3.5 years, like, blah, blah, blah. He can't see that 3.5 years actually is not that long. But for him, it's very long. Why? Because he's been dating. He's been up and about, right? But has it brought the results that he needs? No. It's not brought the results he needs. He's still doing up and down, up and down, up and down, going on different dates, right? Trying to what? Prove his validity, trying to prove his pride, right? That his pride is intact. And so now when he sees his missus and she doesn't go on a date for she hasn't got in a relationship for the last 3.5 years, for him it's alien. Why? Because he's no longer in that mindset. And for him, he's understanding that, wait, so what was, and then men do this all the time where they go, what was wrong with you that 3.5 years never dated nobody? You know when we drop bars like this to girls, like, you're so pretty, how can you be single? In some sense, that's what Brett just did. By saying obviously what, 3.5 years, how can you never been in a relationship? It's basically saying, you're so pretty, you're so pretty, how come you haven't been in a relationship before? How come you're not in a relationship, right? We need to drop those bars, yeah? Now, it's a genuine question, part of it, but part of it's also a game. It's like we're trying to drop bars and you say, oh, you're so pretty, da-da-da. But it's often said because then we're trying to find out, are you crazy? Are you mad? Are you something wrong with, is something wrong with you? Because obviously, if other people are not seeing the quality of you, then there's something wrong here. Why? Because I can see some quality in you and you're good looking, you're this, you're that. But if other men couldn't see that, then maybe you're not as good as you're saying you are? Why does everyone keep avoiding you in 3.5 years? We ask these questions to each other, to ourselves, because what we're trying to do is trying to establish whether we should waste our time or not, whether we should invest our time or not, right? We want to use social cues and social proof, which is basically that other people concur and agree, right? That you are this. And then I can go, okay, cool. If everyone says it, then it must be safe, right? Cool. Same thing in relationships. You know, and I want to put it as well.
Now, what would have happened if that date would have led into a third one?
It didn't, because I got matched, so.
He later on explains that, you know, that he was dating up until the point of the like up until the point where he had the confirmation that he was going to be, you know, part of the process. He was dating up until that point. Up until the point that he realized he's going to have a mate in the marriage. He was dating the whole entire time, right? And you saw, if you look at the body language in the face of Olivia, her face completely changed and dropped. Why? Because for her, it's too close. If you were dating up until 2 days before you knew, then let me tell you something. Why did you choose a process? And as she says, why did you choose a process? And he goes, oh, obviously, I didn't know that obviously I was going to get chosen. If I didn't get chosen, I would have carried on, right? And he has every right to say that. I just felt like when he said it, that he mentioned about the fact that, you know, he was dating up until the process and, you know, said those kind of things. It was almost a kind of test to see what kind of reaction would she get. Right? Because remember, he's been cheated on. He's trying to decipher whether you're a true woman or not, whether you're really loyal to me or not, whether you're really going to be a woman that I should waste my time with, or invest my time, I should say. Right? And he's trying to decipher that because he doesn't want to get hurt again. You understand? Yeah, it's part of the mindset. When you get hurt, you're trying to decipher how not to get hurt again. Right? If you kick your toe on the door, you cautiously walk into a room now because you want to keep your foot on the door again. Right? Cool. You know, so it was quite brash the way he spoke about having that third, basically about the fact that, oh, would you have had a third date? Oh, yeah, sure. He spoke so brashly and without concern for how it would be received on her end. He didn't care. Why? Because he's been so immune to people's feelings, because he's been doing dating 101, 102, 103, 104. He's been dating so much that the feelings of respectfulness towards a partner, I don't think is there at the moment. I don't think he understands at the moment because he's still dealing with the pain. This is why he should have taken time out, right? He's looking at her saying 3.5 years is a bit mad. But actually, I feel like he needs time to settle. I think he needed time to recover. I think he needed time to heal. And I don't know if he's done that. Because that's going to play inside the relationship. That's going to make you insecure. That's going to make you jealous. That's going to make you envious. That's going to make you want to hold on to your partner even more tightly than before. Or that's going to make you go the other way, which is going to make you go cold and you're going to withdraw because you're going to be hurt. So if you withdraw, you can hold on to your emotions. You can hold on to your feelings. You can be in control. And what that allows you to do is then say, okay, cool, I'll do this and that. But it's only for my benefit, right? And I'm hoping that's not what it's going to be like, right? And so, you know, we when you're hurt, you can try to assume control of a relationship because you want to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And so it puts yourself in a place where you can bypass any nonsense if you are able to control the elements of this relationship. And you control that by controlling your emotions and control that by not submitting to one another. You stand your ground, you stay in your corner, and you keep the person at arm's bay emotionally. Cool. Another thing is that obviously on the boat, when Olivia said she liked her husband Brett, he didn't change his reaction per se, right? Now it might be a cutscene, but he didn't really change his facial features.
Olivia's great.
What do you guys like to? What do you have in common?
We
What do
have
you
a
like to
lot
talk
of,
about?
like, I guess the good stuff, like politics and how we value life and stuff. But our interests are very different. But it
much, right? He didn't show any appreciation, any acknowledgement really per se as to the fact that she said, obviously, you know, like, I really like my husband. Like, it should open up another conversation to go, yeah, me too, I like you too. Like, the things that we like about each other, but none of that happened. He just kind of looked at her, looked back at them, and then he just looked like he looked like he was slumped. He just looked like he wasn't really interested in the conversation. And I think, again, that's all to do with the fact that for him, I don't know, like the sarcasm kind of thing, it's, you know, you have to always think to yourself whether he's going to be sarcastic at the moment, whether he's not going to be sarcastic. I don't know, but on that boat, he didn't look too comfortable talking about it, which is why later on when they talk about the fact we're not going to talk about sex life, it's about him being comfortable. He's not comfortable fully at the moment with his wife. Let's be honest. When she actually said her point, Woody actually reacted far more lively than he did, which is a problem. How can someone else who's not in a relationship react so excitedly to the fact that she says she likes her husband? Surely there should be a verbal acknowledgement of the fact that, you know that what she said, you agree with it, you like her too, there's things that we like. And then she was going on to explain about what she liked about him. And she said obviously there was one or two things, and it seemed like she was struggling. I know that she probably hasn't sat down and thought, what did I actually like about this guy? But there was a bit of a struggle there. She paused for a little bit to say what she actually liked. And then said obviously, but what's even better is our differences, right? I don't know, I just feel like obviously he's not ready to talk about the relationship just yet because he's not comfortable. And I don't know if he's fully convinced. Although I know he says he likes her, I don't know if he's fully convinced. Maybe he's doing that because he wants to, again, protect himself. But it doesn't feel like he's totally convinced.
Well, so we decided from the get-go that the more intimate details of our sex life are going to be just between us and private.
I like the fact they're going to keep it private. I like the fact they're going to, keep it to themselves. They're not going to just bring it out. I get it. I respect it. And later on when they were at home, he said obviously he got cheated on twice. And it cut him deep. And that's why the bravado and the confidence consistently has to be on show, because it's about validating him, making him feel better. We're going to have to ask the question, what is your healing, sir? What healing have you done? Have you taken a break? Have you rested? Have you built enough foundation for someone else to come into a relationship? Because if you haven't done that, we're in trouble, right? So for me, I hear him, I get it, I understand it's painful to go through what he went through, but I'm scared that he will take that energy into the actual relationship. And the fact that he needs that validation he's not saying it either, that he needs that validation, he needs that arm around the shoulder. I'm afraid whether, because he's going to have pride, he won't be able to say that to his wife and end up just using another woman to validate his feelings instead of just going to a woman that he's with. I don't know. Guys, I mean, if you disagree or agree, please comment down below. Let us know your thoughts as well. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. And we appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. Married at first sight, baby. 'Cause everything changes.